What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Victor Calderon.
On today's program, we are going to be joined first by Karime and Karime, mother and daughter team behind Nichim Cafe. They're going to be discussing entrepreneurship, family, organic coffee, and Mexican chocolate. Yes, I'm talking about that. And supporting local businesses and building a community focused on the cafe right here in Yuma, as well as the mayor of Somerton, Mayor Jerry Anaya. He's a lifelong Somerton resident, professional engineer, and mayor of Somerton. As I said, we'll be discussing economic development, infrastructure, public safety, and some youth programs, and of course, the Somerton Tamale Festival. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. You can also view our show on the Border Radio Facebook page and the KAWC YouTube page. And don't forget, you can reach out to us by email at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Citrine Law, LLC, a Yuma law firm practicing criminal defense, DUI defense, and personal injury law. Information is at citrinelaw.com.
Chili from Philly. Nick Papagiorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Victor Calderon. And Johnny, you watched the NBA draft?
I was through Twitter, or X, I was paying attention to it, but
Sure.
I didn't get to watch it because I was pretty busy.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Well, the big news is that someone from Yuma, or at least someone who spent time in Yuma, he's not originally from Yuma,
Yeah.
but someone who spent time in Yuma here at Arizona Western College was selected for the NBA draft.
In the first round, right?
In the first round. So number 11, Yaxel Lendeborg is his name. He's he's
Dominican?
He's Dominican. Yaxel,
Yeah.
I think is how you would pronounce it. But yeah, he's from New Jersey. Ended up here at Arizona Western College. Played here between 2020 and 2023. And then he went to a school in Alabama. Not Alabama, but like Alabama, Birmingham. Mm-hmm. And then from there, he transferred to Michigan. And
it was a pretty big deal when he was playing in Michigan because they made it all the way to the...
they won the national championship.
They made it and then won. So.
Right. So he gets to, he gets to, go to the NBA, play with Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Golden State Warriors over there in San Francisco.
And you have your Golden State Warriors hat on today to help celebrate
Very
that.
much
And
so.
I was talking to you about it. You said that's your favorite team?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm from Sacramento, but my team, unfortunately, they're not, they're not doing so hot. So I claim the Warriors because I'm also from Northern California. So
yeah. So you could jump in between, huh?
Well, I don't expect the Kings to be, challenging for championships anytime soon, unfortunately. So
yeah,
I'll claim San Francisco, Northern California.
And then the Golden State Warriors we're talking about, they kind of got to rebuild because Curry and Draymond, they're kind of on their way out.
They're old for basketball. They're in their 30s, so that's we'll see though. But yeah, that's going to be a good experience for the guy from here from AWC, and I wish we could go back in time, watch him play.
Right. It was like right here.
Yeah.
You could have watched the game, but
you never know.
I guess that's a good, what would I say? Some good publicity for AWC and the sports. Like you never know.
You never know who's going to make it to like the big leagues. And, we've had some student athletes on before, some matadors.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? We've had some basketball guys. One of them might make the NBA or at least do well in college. And then the other sports, they could, make their Olympic team for their countries because they're from different countries, right? Mexico, U.S., other countries.
And you could watch him play right here. So, you never know. And there was another big story about the Arizona what's his name, Koa Pete or something like that?
Yeah, so the Phoenix Suns, I guess they didn't have a pick, but they jumped in at the end and they picked a guy from University of Arizona.
So it was through trades. Yeah, there was he went to Dallas is actually who drafted him, and then it went to the Knicks, took him, and then the Knicks traded him to Phoenix, so he got to stay in Arizona.
Yeah, he doesn't have to move far from Tucson to Phoenix.
Yeah, I think he's from Gilbert originally.
Something like that, yeah. So he's staying in Arizona. That's good.
Yeah, very, very cool. But who do we have with us today, Victor?
So our first guest today are mother and daughter. We have Karime Hayer and Karime Burruel, and they are the owners of co-founders of Nichim Cafe.
She's going to look at you. Nichim. Is it Nichim? Everybody's going to say it wrong, right? So you might as well kind of just go with it. However, I'm going to give her a chance to, how do we really say it, Mom?
Nichim.
Nichim.
Nichim is a Mayan word.
It's a Mayan word. And then, so before we like to know our guests, but before we get to it, why'd you pick that Mayan word?
Mayan, because I am resourcing the coffee from the Mayan region, the south of Mexico, Chiapas, Mexico.
Okay,
And
so
I wanted to represent somehow that region in the name of a business.
okay, so what does it mean?
It means flower.
It means flower.
It means
Okay.
flower.
It means flower. Okay. That's the secret behind it. We got that out of the way. But before we get into anything more, we'd like to get to know you. You're originally from Mexicali. Is that true?
That is true. I was born and raised in Mexicali, Baja California, and then I moved to Yuma in the year of 2000.
In 2000. So what was it like growing up in Mexicali?
I love it.
You love
because
it?
we play on the streets. I grew up there. I have all of my family and friends in Mexicali. I love the culture, the food,
Yeah.
and places like Baja. Baja is beautiful.
Yeah. So you said play on the street. So it seems like there's like a little bit more freedom over there, right? You get to go out and then maybe I don't got a lot to do, but you find stuff to do,
Oh,
right?
yes. I grew up in a small neighborhood with a family and friends because there was workers from the same railroad.
Yeah.
And when it rained, this is dry and we don't get a lot of rains, but in the neighborhood, the rain will get stuck in the sewer. So it was our little pool.
Yeah, little pool.
The water will be like, we were kids, like 6 or 7 years old, and we're getting into the water. And for us, it was the pool, the rain. And that's how I grew up. We didn't get sick, I promise you.
Oh no! Hey, I used to do it in front of my street. That it would get flooded, but so you had fun. You're growing up over there, and what brought you to Yuma in 2000?
I got married.
You got married.
Yeah,
Okay.
I came in when I already had Karime. She was 2 or 3 years old, and we moved to Yuma. Live here in Yuma since. Then we moved to the Foothills in 2002.
Okay.
But we moved to Yuma in the year of 2000.
In 2000, you said married. So he was from here. Is that?
No, he's from New York.
Oh, okay.
Upstate New York. He had a job here in Yuma. We couldn't live in Mexico because that's where I wanted to stay, honestly.
Oh, you wanted to stay in Mexico?
I wanted to stay in Mexico. No, a lot of people work in the U.S. and live in Mexico, a great life with the money exchange.
Yeah, you could.
But I didn't really understand that. We couldn't do that.
Oh, gotcha.
The line of duty, it wasn't allowed. He's a law enforcement.
Law enforcement. Oh, gotcha. So he had to come over here and then stay here. So then you came to Yuma. What did you think when you first came to Yuma?
I was not very surprised by Yuma because I thought I'm coming from a big city.
Mexicali is a big city.
Mexicali is a big city. There is a lot of going on, a lot of noises, places to go, traffic, rush. And here in Yuma, it was so quiet. You can hear anything outside the neighborhoods. It was way too quiet. Didn't speak English at the time. Didn't have friends. I didn't know anybody. I just have but then my kids. It was different. Even the pronunciations should switch them from Spanish. The hi, hi, okay, hi, because the sound, it comes different.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I love it over time. I love Yuma.
Yeah, so it took some time just because, you said you didn't know the
Adjustment.
language. You just got here and you're trying to adjust from the big city to something that's a little bit more slow paced.
It was a big change because not only that I just got married, I moved to another country. I moved to another region. I didn't know the culture, the language, and anything about it. The day to day. I didn't know. So it was a big change. It was a big impact in my life.
Yeah, big impact. So then you end up here and somehow you end up in economic development.
Yes. So when I moved here, and like I mentioned, I didn't speak English. I had a beginning of Korean accounting, and I couldn't do that because of my language, and the degrees were not transferred yet.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to work, and he said, "You're going to work, but you need to go to school first." And so I did. I came to AWC.
Okay,
I
right
transferred my
Shout out AWC right here.
Yes,
What?
It's always a good day to be a matador.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, we've heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yes.
So I got general business and administration. And in between, I was going to become a teacher, but kids are too much for me. I need to speak to adults.
Cool, right on.
I did an emergency substitute teacher for 2 years. And then I got a job in a private company, worked for them for 8 years, and then it was time for me. I learned so much by then. Then I got into economic development. I was hired exactly because it was my connections with Mexicali in specific.
Oh, okay. So who'd you get hired by?
Greater Yuma Economic Development, Julie Engel. Greatest boss.
Julie Engel, yeah. So she hired you because of your connection to Mexicali. So tell me a little bit about that and your position and what your role was.
Honestly, I had no idea what economic development
That's great.
was.
I love it. That's the way to get. That's the way you start everything. You just go in there and just like, okay.
I Google what is economic development.
Yeah.
So when I got asked on the job interview, what do you know about the company? I had just read about it on their website, and they say, "Oh, I know this and that." I repeated words.
Yeah.
I really didn't know what it meant.
I'm with you. I do that. That's how I get all my jobs.
So they said, okay, you're going to be working with binational work in Mexico, but you got to get yourself into it. So I started writing articles about their work, and I did not understand what it was exactly. Julie, I'm sorry, but for 2 years, I wasn't really knowing what I was doing. But I got involved in a project at the time, Forefront ED, created by the mayors in all communities in Yuma. And my job was starting to get involved with that in education and going to Mexico and creating the partnerships with the schools and Yuma schools with all the universities. Eventually, I think in less than 4 or 6 months, we all were writing a MOU with 7 universities in Baja and Sonora and all the 3 universities in Yuma with the college. And that was here. We celebrated that MOU in the conference room. And it moved rapidly in creating the workforce that is related to our region. And our region is not just the U.S., but we are also connected with Mexico in many ways.
Tremendously.
So go ahead. Sorry. So I was going to say briefly, I know that the Forefront ED group that looking at the 4 states, right? So we have Arizona, California, and then Sonora and Baja California.
Correct.
So it's that 4-state region that we're in, and working with partnerships. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, with that partnership grew so much and creating the collaboration across the border. The AWC was very well involved with Dr. Linda Nelson. She was bringing customers, sorry.
That's okay.
Coffee shop.
Yeah, it's all good.
With students in schools in Mexico and the nursing side of business. Then after that was at the same that was going on, I also got involved as director for business retention and expansion. I was very directly involved with manufacturing. With manufacturing, I was able to connect manufacturers from Yuma to manufacturers in Baja.
Oh, wow.
And the last connection I made, just a few months before I left the company, it was about $30 million collaboration with a company in aerospace in Mexicali with a stamping company in Yuma. So that was one of the little examples of the work we were doing as a team in GYDC. When part of the manufacturing program at AWC, I was involved with it.
Okay.
With bringing information from those surveys in connections with the manufacturers was very instrumental to the creation of the.
So did it teach you about business while you were there? Did you get any, no, it was just, you're just kind of putting the pieces together and connecting the dots, huh?
Yes, they gave me a book this big and they said, read it. And I didn't go more than 2 or 3 pages. I'm not a good reader. I fall asleep. So I learned the business as I was there. And I had a great coaching by Greg Lavan and Julie Engel. They were great coaches. And then everything else, it was just there. I got involved with Arizona work. And also we, with them, part of my last year, we created a website to connect those work force in Mexico, and specifically San Luis. They're job seekers. They come to Yuma, they drive to Yuma to look for those jobs. In Arizona work, I said, you know what, we're going to, with the economic development in San Luis, Mexico, created that connection to where people wouldn't be necessarily crossing the border and then start roaming around and submitting applications. So the jobs were already there.
It kind of gave them a pathway.
Yes,
It's something
easy.
to make it, like you said, easy, something like, okay, this is where you're going to look now. So you created these partnerships. Is that something you enjoyed? It sounded like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I was also became part of the Arizona Association for Economic Development. I was a board member. So coming from the rural, and I was in a rural community, I learned a lot. And I was putting Yuma into these big cities, Phoenix.
Kind of putting us on the map, kind of having a voice for us over there.
Yes.
And then you said, because Ritika's events tonight, you said you worked with her. How did you work with her?
Yes, Ritika was involved because she was at the time in the creating of my English is getting on the way.
That's fine.
The CTE program.
Okay.
I had a company in Tijuana in aerospace. It was an association, and they were looking to connect with Yuma to create aerospace workforce. So Ritika was making presentations in her support and Dr. Linda Nelson to do this, to connect them and to just have that connection, because these deals don't come tomorrow.
Yeah.
It takes months.
It takes
or
time.
years, yes.
Like you said, the presentations, it takes being able to kind of explain, okay, this is what we need. This is what we're looking for. And you got to, again, have somebody to put those pieces together and say, okay, they're over here. This is what you need. Now let's make it happen.
Yes.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to find out where coffee comes from. And we're going to talk to your daughter, because I know you put her to work in this coffee shop. Or maybe it was her idea. We don't know.
Yeah, we're
going to find out after this. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio. Anthony made his way in. Good.
There we go.
Bopping to the new beats heard around the world, or relaxing to the tunes of Memory Lane. We are your non-commercial source of music. Run by volunteer hosts, this is KOFA Border Radio, 94.7 FM, 1320 AM, on the KOFA app, or at borderradioaz.org.
What's Up Yuma Radio is sponsored in part by Nova Home Loans, serving Yuma County and nearby communities. Nova Home Loans offers residential lending services, including home loans and refinancing. They are also proud supporters of local community efforts and organizations. More information is available at novahomeloansyuma.com.
You are tuned to 94.7 FM KOFA Border Radio. An extreme heat warning remains in effect from 10 a.m. this morning in Yuma, mostly sunny and hot with an afternoon high near 111 degrees. Winds are southerly at 5 miles per hour, mostly clear skies tonight with a low around 83 degrees. The Somerton Cocopah Fire Department celebrated 25 years of service. The anniversary was marked with a plaque dedication on June 12th and a proclamation from the city of Somerton declaring June 19th as Somerton Cocopah Fire Department Day. More on this online at kwc.org.
Thanks for choosing to listen to Border Radio. Whether you are tuned in to 94.7 FM or 1320 AM in Yuma, on the KOFA app, or online at borderradioac.org, we're glad you are here.
Where else on the radio would you hear the set that just played? For the most part, the music you hear on Border Radio is pretty hard to find on commercial radio stations. You'll hear this music only on a public radio station like Border Radio, where you, our listener, truly appreciates it and owns it. Visit borderradioaz.org to donate today.
I'm Public Radio Runner. Join me for Bonus Smiles, the show sharing the stories and playlists that fuel runners. Why? Because the rando cheering you on at a mile 77 aid station is the same kind of person who supports local public radio. Join us every Saturday at 5 a.m. on KOFA at 94.7 FM for stories that soothe and jams that power long runs.
KOFA Border Radio doesn't sound like any other radio station in Yuma. We are a non-commercial source for music from around the world, across the decades and local artists. Our hosts are volunteers. If you would like to get involved, send an email to music@borderradioaz.org.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here joined by
Karime and Karime, the mother and daughter team behind Nichim Cafe. Am I getting better?
There you go.
There we go. There we go. She says.
So let's talk to Karime, the daughter. So let's talk about yourself. You've been on this journey with your mom, but tell us about your own background. And I see you have a background in hospitality, customer service management. So tell us about some of what you've done to get to this point.
Yes. So basically, prior to the coffee shop, I did all kinds of fast food jobs. I started in high school at McDonald's and you name it, the rest.
Yeah.
And so then, I got older, finished school and all that stuff. And I tried other things that were still having to do with hospitality or customer service. Like at one point I worked at a calling center, and then finally I found my place at a hotel here in Yuma where it was front desk work, and I realized that had the perfect balance for me.
Sure.
I like to work under pressure, and there was a little slower, but it was
Right.
enough. I was really comfortable there, and and then I got pregnant with my now husband. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I was in the middle of doing. I had just had my first experience being a mother about 3 months postpartum. My mom comes to me and says like, hey, I kind of want to open up a coffee shop. And honestly, I thought she was having a midlife crisis. So, because I'm like holding the baby, hair's all crazy, and I'm like, okay, so with who? And obviously, I told her, I was like, okay, you know what? I know you know a lot of like the business behind the scenes, books, accounting, money type stuff with it, but you have no clue how to be a cashier or.
And that's why she was asking you.
Yes,
that's why she was like,
then it hit me, and I'm like, no, she's not just letting me know.
Yeah.
So, and I told her, well, Mom, I've got this little tiny boy with me. Like, how is this gonna happen? And she quite literally just said, bring him with us. And I'm like, okay. So, and you know what? We did it. Some of our customers still remember to this day. I have my son in a baby carrier taking their order.
Oh, wow.
Got the steamer going. No, I kept him away from the dangerous stuff.
Sure.
The hot stuff.
Yeah, but still,
we had at one point a little pack and play there when before we did food with our menu, and so he was there the whole time. So yeah.
Before we talk more about the coffee shop, I want to ask you, so seeing your mom go through like all these different like business jobs, right? Mm-hmm. And working with the GYEDC and Forefront ED and, coming to this country and, having to, pick up and go to school. Was that like an inspiration for you to like, get into business and, do what you've done so far?
It is, because as you say, I've always seen her in the leadership roles, and I just saw her climb up higher and higher each job she was in. And I think actually subconsciously that's just always been my work ethic as well. I've just ended up, I like going into a job and doing my job. Mm-hmm. And so eventually, the rest kicks in instinctually where I like to do this. I want to do this more. And I didn't necessarily want to be a leader or supervise anybody else, but it came with it, and I was ready and prepared to do it. It started in fast food. I became supervisor, managers, or shift leaders, and I liked doing that. I was comfortable doing that. And then going into the coffee shop, that part was kind of easy for me. Like, okay, I can help her run this, whether that be starting just as the cashier or leading a team, because I saw her do that. And so I was never scared of that. I was kind of just going into it that way.
Yeah, and so she came to you. She said, "Let's do this," and you said, "Okay, you're doing it." But how do you find out like the coffee? Because I know there's something special about it. You like the organic coffee, and then you said you wanted to kind of go into the Mayan culture. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, and let me go back a little bit. I was divorced at the time.
Okay.
I went through divorce, and that was a period of life where it was a crisis. Mm-hmm. Our family with us, and after the divorce, the reason why I got divorced is because I wanted to teach my daughters. I have two daughters. I have one younger, and she's in Norfolk. She's a Navy.
Okay.
She's in the Navy, and I wanted to teach my daughters how to get out of situations where never is the end. You have the solution. You have to come up strong. It's not easy, And you're going to go through a period, but you're going to come out of there. And you have to stay focused. So I was divorced at the time, and I was 2 years after the divorce, and I was thinking, changing my diet and taking care of myself.
Okay.
So I got into organic and more a healthy way of eating, exercising. And when I decided to open a coffee shop, which at the time I had no idea, and I have to confess that I didn't even know how the espresso machine worked.
Yeah.
But
That's your MO. You don't have to figure, it's like, whatever. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, but you have to listen to the people who I consider my mentors. So I have to call these people and say, what do you think? And they were great supporters and a guide for me. So I thought, I went to Mexico years prior, and I got to taste their food, their chocolate, and their coffee. And because I was an organic, in the back of my mind, I was always thinking it would be so good to have this product and have in Yuma where we can experience without having to travel. That's where I got. And because economic development, I knew exactly where to go.
Where to go to source these things to be able to bring them.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you start to do that, you get it together, and then how'd you find your location? Because you guys are in the foothills.
We're in the foothills. I still live in the foothills, and the summers were very difficult to do anything because the foothills heavily seasonal.
Yeah.
And there are no places to go, local. And I love local businesses. So I was driving by this location of the Foothills Boulevard right on the corner, and I saw the sign for lease available. And I call and I call and I call, and nothing happened. So one day I was coming back to home in the middle of the day, and I decided to stop. And I said, okay, now I'm going to stop. So I secured the location first. Then I source and put everything together, name and everything else.
And is that out there with Maria and Eleni?
Stefanakos,
yeah,
yes. Yeah. Great ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Easy to work with, very supportive of women entrepreneurs. I love them. It's been a great experience. They facilitate a lot.
So you got not only a good location, but you got a good team that you're renting from.
Yes, exactly. And it's a great location because when they decided to tear down the restaurant on the corner and build a gas station, that has been bringing a lot of people stopping in Yuma and exploring that little plaza where we have restaurants, we have miscellaneous, curious Yuma's store, our coffee shop. It is a great location, a great stop for people going across in between Arizona and
there's so like a little bit of new life over there in that plaza?
Yes, we have new businesses, hair salons, massages, all natural. This is the funny part because it's turning into becoming natural products, healthy, and we just fell into it.
Because I know back in the day, the main thing that was there was like Bernardo's, right? Like it was a long time ago. And with Maria's vision, they definitely kind of turned things around. And
exactly.
So you're out there, you're in the foothills, you have your organic, and you mentioned the chocolate and the Mexican coffee, like this stuff. Tell me a little bit about these things.
When I reach out to get the coffee, they mentioned that they have the chocolate. And because I tried the product before in the region, not their specific product, but is where the cacao is grown and is where the coffee beans are grown. So I requested a sample and I love it. The Mexican chocolate is different from the cocoa in the United States. The United States cocoa is powder, very fine powder. The Mexican chocolate, what we know, Chocolate Abuelita, even though it's not that brand, it has little pieces of chocolate with cinnamon and sugar. So now we're mixing it with coffee, and then you put ice cream.
Oh my goodness! Oh geez. And so, how was the response in the foothills when you opened and you had this new, kind of niche, but niche, like you have this little thing that's
that also works.
People don't know about it. You have to educate people about it to a degree, or you just have to say like, here, try this. You're gonna love it.
It started, I was very scared that nobody was going to come. That was my biggest fear. Who's going to come? But with my daughter's help in social media And the connections I created with GYDC, I called the newspaper and I called people, hey, let me help me put this in the news. And we are in every platform. I created the next door and I created the business in it just promoting and promoting. We put a lot of work on advertising because we created that business out of nothing.
And I was on Instagram every single morning, even though there was nobody in. I'm like, this is my time. So
there you go.
Here. Yes, and Instagram has upgraded a lot since we first started because you're just posting anything. Now, there's more of an aesthetic that you can work with Instagram now rather than before.
Yeah.
I just kind of cringe when I look at the old posts, but they were fine. They were really. I was proud of the work.
Yeah. She's been growing the social media fast. And when we decided not only to bring that organic product from Mexico, we decided to create a space for other small businesses.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up next. So that you have other products available in there. So how did that happen? You reached out to people? They reached out to you? What happened?
And let me go back again. Coming from Mexicali, I have business friends, business owners friends in Mexicali, and one of them, she took me to tour Mexicali with a new trend, colectivos, where people bring their, it was two different things. It's a colectivo with products from entrepreneur space or a coffee shop. So when she was showing me both, that's where the idea came. I'm going to create both. And I'm going to give a space to these people. My daughter, being a savvy on social media, she was reaching out to people who seems to be growing in their business. So that's how we started. We started with Italia and Sweet Treats by Italia. And she's a sweet girl, and she's been growing. I mean, her social media is growing fast. So she is one of the originals.
And then who else do you have in there?
I have Grandpa's crosses, but now let me go back. Because we are serving toast with the Bow Ranch, or now the Rustic Pantry. Crystal has been tremendous impact in our business as well. We have her. We've had her
on the show. So so you're sourcing local for your toast, huh?
Sourcing and serving local. The toast, the honey, the jams by Mama Bella's, and now we have new businesses with Bella Vida.
Oh, okay.
We don't serve it, but we sell her.
Yeah, her sauce or whatever. I think that they opened up for a little bit. They were doing some stuff, but I guess she had to go back home or something for a bit.
Yes, but they're playing. As far as I know, it's not opening the restaurant, but it is providing those dishes. On the weekends.
So, all right, we do have to wrap up. Where can people find out more information about Nichim Cafe?
Hey, good job.
We're all over social media, so you could start by our website at www.nichim.cafe. So
how do you spell it?
Nichim.
See, that's Nichim. I don't care what you say. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. No, don't attack me. No. It was cool. It's cool to see everything you're doing. We got to work together previously on my previous radio station. We did some stuff together, and it's good to see that you guys are still going strong. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for allowing us to be here today.
Absolutely. And I'll see you again at 3, I guess, over there for Ritika's event, right?
Okay, let's celebrate the new president.
Yeah, new president coming in right here at AWC. And with that, we are going to take a break. Who are we coming back with?
Somerton Mayor Gerardo Anaya.
So is that how you say it? Is it Jerry?
Gerardo Jerry Anaya.
Okay, there we go.
He also goes by Jerry.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll be back with him right after this. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.